Welcome to anyoneCanGolf.com. I'm so glad you found our website. Why the need for this website? All right, I turned pro in 1972. I've been in and out of the game for many years, been around the game, but one of the things that annoys me most is poor golf tuition. All right, the name of this website is anyoneCanGolf.com, and I firmly believe that. One of the greatest golfers once said that as long as you have correct use of all your limbs, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to score in the 80s all the time. Now I used to think, not so sure about that, but now I'm utterly convinced of it. All right, so this website is really for anyone that wants to play golf. And what we're looking at is really simplifying the golf swing. All right, there are books, videos, numerous teachings available to you on the golf swing. There's a lot of free stuff on the web, but why would you want the free stuff? All right, when I was very young, my father bought me a pair of shoes. I was 13 years old. He bought me a pair of shoes. When I was 27 years old, I gave those shoes away. All right, they lasted a long time. They were expensive. They lasted for a long time. What we're looking at doing is, with this website, it's £25 subscription per annum to be a member. Okay, what we're looking at is basically how to get this end of the club back to the ball squarely so we strike the ball properly. All right, now you've only got to look at PGA golf tournaments and see numerous different golf swings. All right, everybody's joints work the same way, but there are so many different ways of swinging the golf club. But what we're going to be looking at is striking the ball properly. If you're not striking a golf ball correctly, you haven't got a golf game. All right, so it must be small ball before the big ball every time. Big ball being the earth, small ball being the golf ball. All right, what I see when I go to driving ranges, I see people trying to help the ball up in the air. All right, all sorts of dreadful golf swings. Whereas with a few basic principles in place, all right, you can have a powerful repeating golf swing that works for you on a consistent basis. All right, now when we were children, we were taught how to use eating implements. Now, wherever you are in the world, that may vary from chopsticks through to knife and fork. Tell me, how much do you really think about that now? So it's about getting the basics in place. Once learned and once mastered, then you're going to be able to play good golf or reasonable golf for the rest of your life. All right, how embarrassing is it when you arrive at a golf club, you've got all the gear and no idea, all right, and you stand up and on the first tee and you really haven't got a clue where it's going. So what we're able to do with this teaching system is you can download the lessons on the internet, look at them. Once you become a member, you can look at them and learn how to play this great game of golf. Okay, take for example throwing a javelin. All right, you're pulling back and running obviously, and then as you release, all right, the body propels it. All right, it's not done with the hand, it's released through the hand. So it is with a golf swing. When we're swinging a golf club, the power comes through the hands. It is not a conscious hit with the hands. All right, so it's the body that does the work and the body leads through. Club gets left behind, club gets caught, catches up at the moment of impact, so we hit the ball and then the turf. All right, so ball turf is vital to good golf. If you're not doing that, you're not playing to the best of your ability. We'll be working on that to teach you how to do that to the best of your ability. Take for example tennis. All right, with tennis, all right, what happens is with the top spin lob, that hand crosses over, but it's the body that pulls it through. Another example is skipping a stone across the water. It's actually a very similar hold to holding a golf club. So we would pull back and release. All right, we wouldn't go from there. All right, so we'd be utilizing the big muscles of the body and pulling back and then skipping. All right, so it's This is about learning how to use the muscles of the body correctly. All right, if you were just going to jump, you wouldn't jump from there because there's nothing. So and then jump. So it's about having power stored up in your legs, very much like a goalkeeper position. All right, so he's waiting there for a penalty. So there's the power in his legs. He's in that position here. Similar to a receiver in tennis. All right, he's there, and that's so similar to the address position in golf. Knees are flexed, and it's an athletic position. So we can use the body to propel the golf ball and generate club head speed, which is all important. So your £25 subscription, what you get is a referral point, so you'll be able to come back time and time again to work on the basics. All right, we're going to be teaching you etiquette and rules, so you won't be an embarrassment when you go out on the golf course. I remember a few years ago playing with someone. The gentleman just walked straight down my line. He was an experienced golfer. Nobody had told him. All right, so it's important that you know these things. You know, you may be on the golf course closing multi-million-dollar deals. So you need to know how to behave correctly. What we'll be looking at as well is custom fit equipment, so that you know that it's right for you, which is very, very important to good golf. All right, so I hope you'll join us, and I look forward to seeing you in the member section.